Now I want to talk about 3 keys to deer hunting in July. Now, obviously, we aren't deer hunting in July. That's not the point of this. The point is, though, that is July is really ramping up the time to get certain things done to make sure you're on track for the season. And we have our deer chores, but specifically when it comes to deer hunting. I love this time of year because my love is actually more deer hunting than deer habitat. Whitetail Habitat Solutions, it was born from deer hunting strategies and hunting target bucks, public-private land. That's where my love lies. And so I want to talk about these 3 keys. The first one, getting your trail cameras out. Now we have our trail cameras out year-round, but this is an example of one of my favorite places where when we have bucks that are utilizing this area of the property, they're going to be bedded out on what we call Cedar Point right here. So this camera is critical. They never notice the camera here. It's on a bend in the trail. I think they're coming around this trail and they're looking out to the field. They don't even pay attention to this. And then when they're coming in, they're looking out where they're going to bed. So I love these turns right here. And we've talked about pulling and bending that tree over to that one and making a mock scrape right down here. But we don't have a stand location here. We can't hunt in this location. This is more for interior bedding. We want to see what's here. This is not necessarily a summer trail cam spot, and that's a big point of your trail cams and getting them out right now. I want to see what deer are going to be using this bedding area in the fall. The ones we see using it now, doesn't matter if it's a day here, day there, they get bumped from someone else's property where they're summering. But this will let us know what bucks plan to use this bedding area in the fall, and we'll see that. We saw Shorty last year, Barry, Junior, they were all over in this area, and we can see that. And so we see that's taking place. Bo was back in here too last year. So the bucks that are going to utilize this, we can start seeing right now because we can recognize them. I always say by the mid to end of June, you can recognize individual bucks. Now, some people say, well, July, you can see their potential. But you already know their potential if you know the bucks, if you're hunting target bucks. We hunt target bucks. We hunt the same bucks year after year. And that even extends to public land where we hunt public land in some areas and at some point sometimes. So we really like to hunt bucks that we know are in a certain area. And it could be even on public land. We know there was great sign last year. Let's see if that buck's still alive. That same sign opens up this year. It's even more aggressive. The older a buck becomes, he'll leave a lot more sign. Great time to get that hunting season intel on your cameras right now. We actually just stuck right now. This is a new Reveal Pro 3.0. So these are awesome cameras, just checking them out. I don't need to go through the details, but we've been using them for a couple months and we love them for a lot of different reasons. You know, one, I'll just point out real quick, see the antenna's down? I've had people point out to me on YouTube, hey, the antenna's down. You can buy this thing and stick them straight up and leave them. You don't need to. In fact, Reveal even now has a rubber system right here where you just snap it in place and it stays there. You're supposed to leave it down, and that's not a bad thing. It snaps in place. It makes it secure, keep your antenna from getting broke, so pretty cool thing. Now, number 2, tree stands. Look at all the foliage in here right now. Now, some people go and clear their stands out in April, May, put them back in the woods. But with all this foliage and all this green out here right now, this is the time to clear shooting lanes. And I don't like clearing shooting lanes. This is a big pro tip. You don't clear lanes to the tree like a crow's foot. You don't need to do that with deer blinds. That's a bad thing. You want to say, this is the hole we're looking at right here. If I had to stand here, I want to shoot to this hole. So if I have a stand back here in this cover, I want to clear out enough branches so I shoot through a hole to get to a hole. And do that over here. So if there's a hole on this side, one right here, one over here, a buck can't come through here within 40 yards without being exposed to a shot. Now, when you have those holes, I don't like just a little sliver. If you want to lane through that area, and instead of having a little 4-foot window, I'd rather be an 8 to 10 foot window so I can have plenty of time to stop him in there, not make a neat and he stops behind a tree and then try to stop him when he's running in between a narrow opening. So make sure you check out your tree stands. This is an incredible time, whether it's July or August, to look at clearing your shooting lanes. In July, I much prefer over August, just simply because it's a lot further away from the season and the area has time to heal before the season begins. Bucks can get used to it. Hey guys, back to the video in a second, but we have some new seed dealers so you don't have to pay for shipping. Harvey's, Carson City, Michigan. They should have a full supply by the end of the week. Nelson Ag, Viroqua, Wisconsin, Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. And all the way over in New York, Stanley, New York, Marlin Horse and Sons. And then also the Dutchman's Hunting Supplies in Shipshewana, Indiana. Go check those out. Again, save on shipping. Appreciate it. Now back to the video. And then third, okay, I can say summer scouting is critical. We're using summer scouting for a couple different reasons. We want to identify bucks. Again, we're hunting target bucks. We're hunting bucks that we already know their patterns. We know their patterns because we saw them from the stand last year. Junior, I just need to know he's alive. If Junior's alive, LL Beams is alive, Shorty's alive, Barry's alive, could go on. We already know their patterns. We know their patterns, whether it's from camera or seeing them from the tree stand and passing them up last year. Passed up Shorty, passed up Junior, passed up LL Beams in the past, passed up Ocho. So those bucks, we already know their patterns just from watching them, knowing where they're at, let alone with the trail cameras. So we know their patterns. Even if we didn't use that trail camera during the hunting season, as long as I know that buck is alive during the summer, then we got him. So summertime, whether it's sitting out in the cornfields and we're watching an alfalfa field, we're scanning for bucks that we know. And once we see them and say, hey, that's Ocho, then we got him. We know what stands he's going to go by. We know where he's at. We know his patterns. That's one part of summer scouting. It's all for hunting season. Yeah, we can drive around here and see big bucks in fields. A lot of them are going to end up back here, even if they're a mile away. I want to actually have a purpose when I do something. So when I see big bucks, I want to know that they're going to come back here. I want to personally identify them. And at the same time, I want to see what makes bucks tick. I like to try to figure them out. Why are they bedding here during the daylight? How far do they move during the daylight, during the hunting season, on a given day, not during the rut? How far are they going to move during the rut? But I really want to know what makes them move. And so I've studied the weather for over 30 years. I have my weather book, All Weather Whitetails in 2018. You can check it out on our site, whitetailhabitatsolutions.com. But bottom line is, I like watching the weather. And the same weather factors that put deer on their feet during the summertime put deer on their feet during the fall and winter months as well, springtime too. Major weather changes, deer feed 5 times in a 24-hour period. Major weather changes keep deer suppressed in their movements. They're not out running around during blizzards, thunderstorms, high winds. They're suppressed. They miss quality feedings. Quality feedings meaning it might be a clear cut on public land. It might be a flat of oaks in early September for white oaks that are dropping acorns. Might be an apple orchard somewhere. It might be an ag field. Might be an open maple, stand of maples during late summer they're eating leaves on. Who knows? But bottom line is, if major weather comes through, they're missing feedings. When the temperature drops significantly, they have to burn energy to stay alive. And then all that wind and rain and snow and blizzards, lightning, whatever it might be, all that noise equals a lot of stress and it burns energy. So there's 3 factors you need to watch for that can be applied to spring, summer, fall, and winter. So when you're scouting this time of year, if you're going to go out and drive the roads, look for that buck that you can identify and target this fall. Watch for those major weather changes, see what happens, and apply those same principles that you've practiced all summer long to your fall hunt. So whether it's trail cameras, clearing out shooting lanes, or scouting, July is a great time to begin getting honed in. And we mention shooting your bow almost on every video we have when it comes to planning and chores and things that need to be done. You know, that's always a given. But those are 3 deer hunting activities that you can participate in July that'll make you a better hunter and a more successful hunter this fall. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate you watching the videos. We have over 600 articles on whitetailhabitatsolutions.com. It's all free. And I also appreciate those of you that check out our books. I have 5 books starting from 2012. We have web classes on the site, whitetailhabitatsolutions.com. Check out Pure Wildlife Blends. I really appreciate you guys that have already purchased our seed. We've had thousands of people. We've shipped to 48 states. We have digital land management through whitetailstrategy.com. That's taking all these ideas and concepts I put in the YouTube videos and digitally transforming your land for you. And then finally, we have our clients and client visits. We'll visit over 300 clients as a group this year. We visit anywhere in the country. Boots on the ground is always the best, but we have a lot of ways to help you, from free to client visits and all in between. Check us out again, whitetailhabitatsolutions.com, Pure Wildlife Blends, and whitetailstrategy.com.